former U.S. ambassador to NATO. Kurt Volker joining us now from Washington, D.C. to share his views on what happens now in a post-Qaddafi Libya. And Ambassador Volker, thank you so much for sharing your time with us. Your reaction, first off, to the death of Qaddafi.
Well, I think this is tremendously good news, because for Libya to be able to turn a corner and actually work on starting to build a new Libya, one that is more democratic, one where they have a more open economy, one where people can go about their livelihoods, some measure of freedom and security, this is a tremendous turning point. If he had still been around, lots of people, whether it's loyalists or those who opposed him, would still live in fear and doubt about the future. So this is an important step forward.
Mr. Volker, we're showing images and basically pictures of the dead body of Colonel Qaddafi. What do you think about the mystery surrounding his death? I mean, we have video footage of him being captured alive, and then an hour later, pictures of him and footage of him being dead.
Yeah. Well, first off, remember, this was a battle and really a civil war where the people of Libya had risen up to take on a regime. The regime was fighting back. Under 42 years of dictatorship, the Libyan government had killed thousands of people and tortured many thousands more. And now the people finally took to the streets to try to take their country back, and there was genuine fighting. So while the images are disturbing to those of us who live in peaceful societies, this is what a conflict is. The second thing
I was speaking to a guest this morning, Mr. Volker, saying that it just shows disorder within the rebel campaign and the National Transitional Council that, Gaddafi could be killed so in such a disorganized way.
This is a battle again. The battles are not neat, clean, precise operations. People are fighting to control territory and to to defeat their opponents. In this case, what I think happened, just to sort of come to the event, it seems that there was a convoy leaving Sirte, and NATO airstrikes, possibly the French, possibly a UAV, attacked the convoy, which caused it to stop. And then rebel fighters on the ground attacked the convoy. People appeared to then hide, and then they were ferreted out. One of them turned out to be Qaddafi. There were claims, and many conflicting stories. One never really knows what is true when one gets the first report. But stories that he had been shot during, yes?
Ambassador, I need to talk to you also about the post-Qaddafi Libya. What happens now?
Well, now the Transitional National Council has an opportunity to draft a new constitution, put in place a law for elections, do some very basic reforms, economic reforms, where the economy had not functioned like a normal economy for decades, governance reforms. Once they go through the process of approving a constitution, having elections, this can start to run like a normal country. Unfortunately, Libya is a wealthy country. They do have this oil and gas reserves, and what they need to do is make sure that they're able to take advantage of those for the long-term benefit of the country.
Ambassador, do you think there's really going to be unity in Libya? Some say that Gaddafi was, despite his cruelty, used his power to unify the country's different factions. So you have the existence of both the National Transitional Council and the Misrata factions. I mean, can these two groups get along, along with the other number of individuals out there?
Yeah, I think that unity is the wrong standard. I mean, we don't have unity in democracies. In the United States, we have a Republican Party and a Democratic Party that fight viciously over politics. And in the UK, you've got the Tories and Labour and the Lib Dems. I don't think unity is a realistic expectation. What you want, however, is for people to buy in to a political system in which there is competition, but it's peaceful competition. And I think that is something that is realistic. You're going to have different voices, different tribes, different regions. But if they can work together as part of a single system to build up Libya, that would be a success and far more stable and successful than anything Qaddafi was able to provide. Okay, Ambassador, thank you so much for your time. That's Kurt Volker, former U.S. Ambassador to NATO, joining us on the line from Washington, D.C.